Hello, welcome to one last taste challenge for today. Small amounts. This is Black Velvet, first Crown Royal XO, and Black Velvet was introduced in 1951. It is currently owned by Heaven Hill of Kentucky, but it has been owned by various companies over the years. That's not an unusual thing. There is a Black Velvet distillery in Alberta, Canada. I was looking at some photos earlier. It's a pretty big place. This is one of the top selling Canadian whiskeys in the United States. In Louisiana, I wouldn't say it's real popular, but it has a following. Now, Mathern's had this on special offer, sale, as we call it in the United States, special offer for $8.99, and I thought, oh, $8.99, that's a good deal for a full-size bottle. And then a month later, it was $7.99, and I felt like I got played. But anyway, Black Velvet, there's a crown for the King, the Dominion of Canada, King Charles III, King of Canada, and then there's like this fancy logo with 4 diamonds. Blended at birth, distilled and aged 3 years in oak under the supervision of the Canadian government, imported and bottled by Black Velvet Import Company, Bardstown, Kentucky. Okay, so says established 1951. So the way they do this one, and if you look at the website link, you'll see, I'll read it to you. It's not long. It says, just like the finest Canadian whiskeys, Black Velvet is crafted from a mix of high-quality grains, including rye, barley, and corn. And they're showing a picture of grain. The mash is then crafted and aged in bourbon barrels. So they're getting bourbon barrels from the USA for up to 8 years. That's for the Black Velvet Reserve. I don't have any more of that. These barrel-aged high wines, I'll explain that in a minute, are mixed with fresh base whiskey spirit and then returned to bourbon barrels to age for at least 3 years, where they mature into rich, smooth whiskey. So it's aged 3 years, but it's actually not, it's actually older than that. But well, it's kind of older than that. Crown Royal XO is skillfully blended Crown Royal whiskey finished in cognac casks. A skillfully blended Crown Royal whiskey. I think it's aged 6 to 10 years by virtue of the fact that it is called XO, and XO cognac is usually aged 6 to 10 years. I don't know that, but so $8.99. Although I could have got it for $7.99. I don't know if they're going to lower the price when I think I'm getting a deal. So it was $7.99 at a local store, but that was all those bottles went bye-bye real quick. Normally it's $9.99, still cheap as chips. All right, as they say in merry old. Here's Crown Royal XO. I'm halfway through, and this is the last of the Canadian taste challenges for 2023. Maybe we'll get back to Canada. We'll get back to Canada in the late part of the year. I don't know. $35, so $34.99 versus $8.99. Is it going to be $26 better? $26? That's a lot of money. Okay. I mean, not for you. You might be wealthy. For me, it is. Okay. Chromium covered plastic cap. There's the train. Peaceful, warm day. Sunny. Mostly sunny. No breeze. A little breeze. Yes. Very slight breeze. Oh, they're leaving now. They were working on that apartment. It's a house, but behind it is they're going to rent that apartment. Okay, so here it is. Black Velvet. Developed by Jack Napier. Said it was smooth as velvet. It was originally called Black Label Whiskey. Black Label Whiskey. But in 1951, it was reformulated and it was renamed Black Velvet. And it was produced by Shenley Industries. And I was looking at the sign in front of the distillery, and it says a division of Shenley Industries. There ain't no Shenley Industries anymore. Oh, I mean, there might be legally on paper, but it's owned by somebody else. In this case, Heaven Hill. So don't, pay much mind to that. All right. So the Crown Royal is amber, and the Black Velvet is just gold. Gold. Okay. So let me tell you what I'm talking about. Explain what I'm talking about while I mix these up. Yeah. They need some exhaust work on that truck. Okay. The windows are open. It's so nice outside. All right. Anyway, how can I explain this quickly? See, in Canada, they take different whiskeys and they age them at barrel strength. They call it barrel proof. Corn high, they call it high wine. Corn high wine, rye high wine. It's not wine, it's whiskey, but it's such a high proof they don't sell it. It's like 160 proof, 80% alcohol. They got those over there aging and what oak barrels for who knows how long. They probably got backstock of it. Now over here on the left side, they've got grain. And it explains on the left side, corn distillate, grain neutral spirits, just corn, liquor, clear, odorless, no age. What they call moonshine in the United States. Going back to trying to get around paying taxes with illegal distilling and all that. That's another story. So what they do is they take that aged corn high wine and rye high wine of whatever, 6 years, 8 years, 10 years, whatever, however old it is. They probably bring it down to 80 proof with water, just tap water. They put those two in the barrel along with the corn grain spirits, seal it up, and age it for 3 years. Now, as in the case of the Black Velvet Reserve, they age it for 8 years. But you're going to pay more. You're not going to get that for $8.99. All right. I wasn't too thrilled with it myself, but I did drink it all. Okay. All right. So they call it married, whatever their trademark is. There's a trademark for it. Married in the barrel, married in the wood. Did they age them together for 3 years? They say so the flavors come together, married like a whole unit. Okay, that's what they do. So you got corn, spirits, no age. You got the rye, high wine, and the barley high wine. And they're blended together. They may add wheat in some cases. There's also a flavored whiskey that they make called a caramel. There's an apple version. I haven't tried their flavored ones. I'm sure they're fine. There's probably more than just caramel and apple. A lot of these companies make more than the flavors that they list. Elbow, hello. Cheers, Ron T. Interesting combination of whiskeys today. Yes, I agree with that. I'm not on a bender. I'm not going mad. I'm just trying to get to the Irish whiskey. And I had some time, and I'm only reviewing this like this much at a time. Okay, but this is definitely the last one today, I promise you, and there won't be any tomorrow. You say, yeah, but you're doing Fandango Friday with liquors and liqueurs. Oh, well, I mean, why bring that up? All right, so let's go with, I'm going to get this. This is going to be easy. This is going to be fast and easy. I think this is the Crown Royal. It's too rich to be Black Velvet. I know that's Black Velvet because it got no aroma. Oh, me. I'm serious, though. It doesn't smell like anything. It smells like I just spilled it on my leg. All right, hold on a second. I didn't mean to do that. I'm not trying to hate on Black Velvet, honestly. So aggravating. Okay, I'm not trying to hate on Black Velvet, and I know that Heaven Hill bought the brand from Constellation Brands a few years ago, 2, 3 years ago, and they were like, "We're not going to fiddle with the recipe; it's the same." I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry to hear that because I didn't think it was that good. I was hoping they would improve it." You know, I'm not trying to be negative, but anyway, it just doesn't have much aroma. It's just like emptiness, empty set. Let's go with the taste. Cheers. That's clearly Crown Royal XO. Why? Because it tastes like whiskey saturated wood. It's rich, oak, savory. The cognac barrels give it a little twist. Now, does it really taste like cognac? No. Would I ever think to say or mention cognac? No, I wouldn't. I'm saying it because I looked at the website and they keep talking about it. So when you know, then you know. That's like their selling point. Finished in cognac barrels. So that's in my head. But if I had not known that, I don't think I'd be talking about cognac right now. I don't. It's like a lot of these beers, a lot of beers I drink, they're like pineapple, and I'm like, I don't taste any pineapple. Well, they got pineapple juice added or pineapple essence or extract. I'm like, yeah, but I don't taste it. I know it has pineapple because you told me it does, and I guess kind of now I taste it. But if I hadn't known, I wouldn't have mentioned it. And that's what I'm saying about this. If I didn't know it had cognac, I wouldn't be talking about it. It would taste like a rich, savory, good $35 bottle of Canadian whiskey. Okay. Mm-hmm. Black Velvet. It is the same. It's harsh. It's bitey. The wood is like toothpick wood. Wow. Well, you couldn't drink too much of that. At least you wouldn't get in trouble. Okay. Ooh. Hey, hey, says Maxwell. Greetings. Greetings to you in Russia. We got people from Russia all over watching. All right. Oh, man. Woo. Help me. All right. Let's give it a second sip. It's really funny, though. But Crown Royal. Smooth, easy going, no bite. That caramel, toffee, whatever it is. They're saying cognac. But cognac has like a toffee flavor. All right, so yeah, it's really nice. Is it worth $35? Yeah. Would I buy it again? No. Why? Because I got so many others to buy. Like you say, but you never get anywhere. There's no end point, fool. Well, I mean, I know there's no end point. It's not like you're gonna say, "Oh, I've tried every whiskey in the world." Yeah, yeah, sure. It's just it's a hobby. There's no real point to it when you think about it carefully. And that's something to think about. All right, so yeah, I love it. I love it. It is worth it. I'm glad I paid the $35, and I would highly recommend it, and I would buy it as a gift for other people. So I don't know too many people that's like real into Canadian whiskey. I'm trying to think. I don't really know. Yeah, because my friend David, he's into whiskey now. No joke. I mean, he doesn't play around. And when I say into it, I mean all right, into it, but not Canadian. Nah, he's more bourbon. He's all bourbon, 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 bourbon. This, bourbon that, bourbon the other thing. Do I have a problem with that? I don't have a problem with it. But drink what you want. If you like bourbon, drink it. Doesn't make any difference to me. He's got some good ones too, and I mean really good ones. So makes my collection look like trash. So yeah, but I don't really know anybody that's into Canadian whiskey. I know somebody, I think I work with her and her husband and her collect all the Crown Royal bottles, and they have a room in their house where they show off. But I don't really know her that well. I mean, I just like, I'm like, hey, how you doing? You know what I mean? I don't like hang out with them. All right, they're very nice people. So, but no, in the immediate world, I don't. So I wouldn't know who to give this to. They would be like, oh, that's great. I love bourbon. I don't like to give people gifts because they never like it. Except my daughter who likes money and my father who likes the baseball season tickets. Everybody else, well, my friend David likes whiskey and stuff. Yeah, he's cool. My friend Paul, he doesn't need anything. He's like me. I don't like people giving me gifts. I don't need anything. I don't want anything. I got too much stuff now. When people give me gifts, I'm like, oh, thanks. Now I got to figure out what to do with this. I don't want this. I don't need any more material possessions. Okay. Black Velvet. I'm sorry, Black Velvet. Y'all are too shabby. All these cheap Sazerac whiskeys that I just finished going through, and Caliber is about the cheapest in the world, tastes better than this. I'm sorry. I know Black Velvet had all the beautiful models, some of them too skinny, but that's Hollywood, with their diabolical ways. But you know what I mean, in New York. But you say, well, Stinking Sazerac, Buffalo Trace, they add flavors to their Canadian whiskeys. Yeah, I know. And they taste good. They must add good flavorings. Really good flavorings. Makes it taste nice. This thing here, oh, woof. I'm not saying I hate it. And I don't hate it. I wouldn't have bought it if I hated it. But I don't love it. It's really woody. It's like wood. And I don't mean like charred oak, elegant charred oak. I mean like toothpick wood. I know they age it in X bourbon barrels. X meaning the char is all gone. Gone like the wind. And with the wind. But is the Crown Royal XO worth the extra $29? $27. I'm sorry, $26. Okay, 26. And if I'd have waited a month, it'd have been 25. But I can't predict the future. Although sometimes I dream about things that come true. True story. I dreamed about something in 2001. It was a really weird story. But anyway, I felt the impact. I could feel it hit. But anyway, it is worth the extra money. In this case, it's worth it. If you want to pay $8.99 and get a bottle of Black Velvet, go ahead. I did. It's going to work in Taste Challenge. It's going to lose every time, but it'll work. But it's never going to win. I mean, well, it might win once, but it ain't going to win a lot. So I'm sorry. I know what I'm talking about with this, and I know what I'm tasting, and that's it. This thing here, it's got it going on across the board. Smooth, mellow, mild, sweet, flavorful, oaky, charred oak, the toffee, like I told y'all, the caramel, the sweetness, the sugar, the whiskey soaked oak. You say, oh man, this week I'm serious. I got a bonus at work. I want to buy a good whiskey and I want to enjoy it. Doggone it, I'm tired of all this cheap stuff. Should I buy the Crown Royal for $35? Yes. I don't know about $38. Walmart's got it for 38, but I see Total Wines got it for $33.95, $34. Yes, 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 yes. I say yes. Buy it, share it, enjoy it, love it. Black Velvet, you're going right back in that low cabinet behind Jim Beam. That's right where you're going, and Jim Beam is better, and I'm sorry, and that's tough. I didn't make the product. Okay, but like I said, I don't hate it, but I ain't championing it in any way, shape, form, or fashion. And that is that. Now let's look at the comments. Maxwell says, imagine, Ron, today I saw white wine from Georgia at a discount. A good purchase, very pleasant, tasty. It is a rarity. You mean Georgia, the country, Georgia, like by the Caspian Sea, right? And the Black Sea. You don't mean, oh, not the Caspian Sea, the Black Sea, Georgia. You don't mean the state of Georgia like Savannah, huh, darling? I know that Georgia and Azerbaijan and Armenia make a lot of wines and brandy too. I know they do. I very rarely take wine, but there was such an offer, it was hard to refuse. I can understand that because I do the same thing. I did that with those mulled wines from Germany. I bought 3 liters of mulled wine. The original, the Ventaliebe Glühwein. I bought the cherry Glühwein and the apple, spice apple. $1.49 a bottle. Who would not buy it? $1.49. Is it good? Yeah, it is. I don't know about great. I don't know how to evaluate mulled wine. It's just wine with spices added, but it's very nice. Checking in, Ron. Sorry for my tardiness, Jeep and Footy. Never let that happen again. The Whiskey Scout says, we know how I feel about Crown Royal. Yes, I do. But honestly, have you ever tried the Crown Royal XO? I think that might change your mind. Pickled Gamer says, hey, Ron, I have enough stuff too. I know, it's too much. How's Elizabeth? Maxwell says, oh, she's fine. Last time I talked to her, she was doing very well. You like bourbon barrel beers? Not really, honestly. I don't really like barrel-aged beer. I drink enough of them, but I don't really care for it. Some are very nice, like 100. I did a Bourbon County brand stout. It was a 100 out of 100. A 100 out of 100. A perfect beer. I didn't really care for it, though. But do I have a strong palate? I suppose I do. I went to public school in Louisiana, and they had such fiery food, so hot as a child. I guess it made my palate have a strong constitution. Matthew Mulford says, Georgia as in the state Stalin was born. Yes. I think he's talking about the country of Georgia with the Shalikashvilis, not Georgia with Stone Mountain. He's talking about Georgia named after St. George, who killed the dragon, the devil, who was trying to stop his missionary activity, as opposed to Georgia, the state named after King George II of the House of Hanover. House of Hanover. Queen Victoria was the last queen of the House of Hanover. Then they had a new house of Saxe-Coburg and Gotha. But you know, now with King Charles III, there's a new house. It's Battenberg hyphen Saxe-Coburg Gotha, or whatever they want to call it in English, Windsor Mountbatten. But we all know their German roots. But I saw a video where Prince Philip, Prince Philip, the English guy who wasn't really English, husband of Queen Elizabeth, talking. He was always like, oh, that's a beautiful chemistry experiment. But I saw an interview where he was speaking German. I said, well, you sound like Heinrich. All right, anyway, how long have I been on YouTube? Since 2010. 2010. Remember those days? All right, well, we'll be back in a few days. I got a lot of days coming up this year where I won't be on doing lives. No. So I'm just kind of making up for preemptive things where I know it won't be live, but it's fine. Yeah, so the winner, the clear winner, without any sort of hesitation, Crown Royal XO. I'm not going to say you can't beat it, because I'm sure you can beat it, but I don't know if you can beat it for under $35. Probably not. I'm talking about Canadian whiskey. I don't cross style. Isn't that pretty? And that's it. Now I'll be back. You may not see this again in 2023 because I got so many other Irish, Scotch whiskeys. I've got brandy, cognac brandy, doggone rum, silver and gold. I got tequila, silver and gold. I got mezcal. I have some really exciting mezcals, and I've got rye whiskey. Oh yeah, so yeah, you might not see this till 2024 again. You know, not see it again till 2024, but it did very well. Did very well, except when it went into battle against its own family members. Crown Royal XO did not do that well against the regular Crown Royal or the black or the bourbon mash. I couldn't tell it apart 2 out of 3 times. Couldn't get over that. But against all the others, oh yeah, was no challenge really. Looking forward to more brandy taste challenges, says Jeep and Foodie. Oh yes, so be patient, be patient. So I have Irish whiskey coming up. I got this Irish whiskey from Kilbeggan, Ireland. It's called Two Gingers. Been around for over 10 years. It's pretty good, actually. You think, oh, $16? It's garbage. No, it's not. And then I have single malt Scotch, Glengasol. It runs about $65 a bottle. It was like $65 a bottle. It's called the Glengasol Evolution. Glengasol Evolution, about 65. Yeah, you might find it for 60, but you won't believe what I paid. And it's the truth. It's not a lie. You'll say you're lying. You're just lying. I'm not lying. That's going to be amazing. I can't wait. It's going to be amazing. And then I have blended Scotch, probably Trader Joe's blended Scotch, which I've heard some good things about it, so I'm curious. I didn't pay much, $10.99 for a liter. That's no kind of money. And then got single malt Scotch. Oh wait, I already said single malt. I mean the the rum. That's the Barrito. I got the Barrito. I got silver and gold. Oh, well, I can't wait for that. Can't wait. And when I tell you the price, you're going to just attack me. You're going to probably physically attack me. But it's the truth. I paid that. I paid. I did. I really did pay that much. They should have gave it to me for that cheap. They should have just given it to me. I can't understand how they could sell it that cheap. I just cannot wrap my head around it. How could they sell it that cheap? Would they pay it 5 cents to ship it? That was the shipping fee, 5 cents. And then I got tequila. I got tequila coming out my ears. Ooh, and all of that. So thanks, everybody. Okay. See y'all around the bend.